I'm Julian from iExcel with Julian. In this video, I'd like to cover the topic of multiplicative inverses. In this video, we're going to cover what multiplicative inverses are, how they're used, 3 questions on the board, 2 questions in iExcel, and then we're going to come back here for a review of today's lesson. First, what are multiplicative inverses? Multiplicative inverses, also known as the reciprocal, are just a way to flip a fraction. What I mean by this is you have numerator over denominator, and you flip that to denominator over numerator. How do we use the reciprocal? We use the reciprocal in equations when dividing by fractions. Now, let's get into some examples on the board. The first example on the board is 2/7 divided by 9/3. Immediately we know that this division sign belongs to the 9/3. So we know that we're going to have to find the reciprocal of 9/3. So we're going to rewrite the equation as 2/7 and 3/9. But once you found the reciprocal, it's not division anymore. It becomes multiplication. So we're going to put multiplication right there. Then all you have to do is multiply the numerators together, and you get 6. And then multiply the denominators together, and you get 63. The reason I chose this example is because it helps you with reducing your fractions with your divisibility rules. So let's try to reduce. Does 2 work? Well, we know that it doesn't, because using the divisibility rule of 2, we know that 63 is not divisible by 2, so we know that the fraction is not reducible by 2. So now let's try 3. We know that 3 works because the divisibility rule of 3 tells us that if the digits added together gives us a number that's divisible by 3, we know that the number is divisible by 3. So 6, we immediately know is divisible by 3. But 63, 6 plus 3, we know is 9, which is, again, divisible by 3. So we know it's 2/21, and that is our final answer. Now, let's try the next question. Again, we know that the division sign belongs to this number right here. And we're going to do 9/23 times 7/6. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the numerators together, and then the denominators together. And again, I chose this question because it helps you with reducing your fractions with your divisibility rules. So again, we know that 2 doesn't work because immediately we know that 63 is not divisible by 2 because we know that from the previous question. But now let's try 3. And from the previous question, we do know that 63 is divisible by 3. But what about 138? Well, if we add the digits of 138, we get 12, which we know is divisible by 3. So all we have to do is reduce it to 21/46. And that is our final answer. Now for 7 divided by 2/3. The reason I chose this question is so we can deal with whole numbers and convert from improper fraction to a mixed fraction. So what we're going to do is 7, and again we're just going to follow the same formula of multiplied by 3/2. But this time we have a whole number. So how can we turn this into a fraction? Well, all we have to do is put it over 1. And the reason we put it over 1 is because the fraction line can also work as division. So 7 divided by 1 gives us 7. So the number does not change, so thus we can put it over 1. Then, if we multiply the numerators together, we get 21, the denominators together, and we get 2. So we have 21/2. Now we need to convert this improper fraction into a mixed number. So what we're going to do is see how many times 21 evenly divides by 2. So we know that that is 10, and then we know that we do 2 times 10, which gives us 20. Then we subtract that from 21, and what we have remaining is 1 over 2. So the final answer for that is 10 over 2. 10 and a half. Now, let's go into Excel for some more examples. So now we're in Excel, and I'd just like to do 2 questions with you. So the very first question is, what is the multiplicative inverse of negative 3 over 14? Now, since we know that all multiplicative inverses is just a way to flip a fraction, all we have to do is 14 over negative 3. But the negative sign doesn't have to be down here, so we remove it, and all we have to do is just put it right here. There is no way to make a fraction, so the way you write this in Excel is like so. So now I'm going to get this question wrong, and I'm just going to show you what Excel tells you. So if I get this question wrong, it gives me the remember and the learn. Switch the numerator and denominator, move the negative sign to the numerator. This will not change the value of the fraction. This is why I make these videos, to help you so that you don't get these questions wrong when doing the Excel, and you have done it to the best of your abilities. Thanks. Back to the video. Welcome back. In this video, we covered multiplicative inverses, how they're just a way to flip a fraction, how to reduce a fraction using our divisibility rules, and how to convert from an improper fraction to a mixed. If you did happen to enjoy this video, please consider subscribing, as it helps me out a ton and pushes these educational kinds of videos out to a larger audience. Thanks!